Buildings can get boring. This is where architectural visionaries step in and push the boundaries of what we can imagine buildings to be. From a hotel built in a giant hole to the world's largest teapot-shaped building. On this episode of Built a Billion, we present to you some of the world's weirdest megaprojects, Part 2. And stay till the end to see the weirdest one that we saved for last. And if you love to hear about all the megaprojects of the world, please subscribe to the channel and help us get to 500 subscribers. It'll really help the channel out. Lucky Knot Bridge. Bridge designs have always been innovative, but as we enter a new technological age that in turn brings new techniques, we're seeing more and more radical structures by the day. Enter the Lucky Knot Bridge in China. This 600-foot-long structure is 3 different bridges interlocked into one. It connects 8 different street locations on either sides of a river. This bridge was inspired by the Mobius strip in the Chinese culture of knot tying. And if you were to get a bird's eye view of the bridge, you would have a hard time figuring out where the structure starts or stops. The bridge has inspired cities around the world to build their own functional monuments that double as art and as structures that serve the day-to-day lives of its citizens. Alem Entertainment Center. Turkmenistan loves star-shaped megaprojects, that's for sure. They have the octagonal star-shaped wedding palace, or its TV tower with the world's largest architectural image of a star constructed on it. The 8-point star is an important symbol of Islam that the country incorporates into its emblem. But none of these buildings come close to the Alem Center. When looking at it from the front, the 312-foot-tall building just appears to have 1 star, but looking from above, you can see that the ground that it's built on incorporates many more. But what's inside of this extravagant building? Well, the world's largest indoor Ferris wheel. Hope you didn't bet your life savings on that. It's 156 feet tall and costs $90 million to build inside of this extremely ornate structure. There may be dead birds at the top of this Ferris wheel, but how the building shines at night and during celebrations surely makes up for it, I would think. National Fisheries Development Board. With new materials now available for use, architects can now build their visions without limitations they would have previously been restricted by, and businesses can use their buildings as advertisement boards. And the headquarters of India's National Fisheries Development Board is a great example of both these concepts. Also known as the Fish Building, this weird mega project is an example of mimetic architecture and utilize the body of the fish in useful ways. The left pectoral fin is used as an awning above the staircase, and the 2 eyes double as large windows. The building also gives the illusion of movement at night when illuminated by blue spotlights. Casa Mila. The Casa Mila in Barcelona, Spain is a great example of architecture that blends in with the background. The structure is more than 100 years old, but has a reputation for being well ahead of its time, with techniques architects plan to use for the next few decades. Its stone curved facade gives off the impression that it could have been carved from a rock face and feels like a natural structure. Using materials like stone can make a building more temperature efficient on the interior and make it ideal for the reduction of energy use. Circle style. New York has joined the rest of the world in searching for new innovative designs for their towers, and the circle style may be just what the doctor ordered. This mega project is a concept for the New York City skyline. The name comes from muscle tissue inside the human body, known as sarcomeres, the smallest functional unit of your muscles. In this design, multiple vertical tubes are stacked next to each other and intertwined to imitate the structure of human cells, and it's all topped off with a facade of glass to reflect the city. Giraffe Child Care Center. As time moves forward, we can create more and more buildings that are more than the boring stereotype we've seen time and time again. If you're ever in Paris, you may see one of the solutions to soulless architecture as home to a daycare. The Giraffe Child Center is a 60-bed childcare facility with a nursery and playground in all 3 levels. That sounds good, but there's also a giant giraffe placed right in the middle of it. The legs of the giraffe actually provide support for the building. but most notably adds color and fun to an otherwise bland area. And it achieves this while staying within the theme of what the building is actually there for: kids. The world could probably use more unique and vibrant structures like this one. Ushi Wanda Center. The Wuxi Wanda Cultural Tourism City Exhibition Center in Wuxi, China is a mouthful, but also is a building companies use to present their products to the world and the Chinese market. It's the largest teapot-shaped structure in the world at 128 feet tall, and since opening has become the focal point of Wuxi. Investment has poured into the city, pun intended, simply because it offers such a unique venue. The construction of aluminum and glass magnetizes people in and offers a great example of utilizing new architectural techniques to generate economic attention to your city. China Quarry Hotel. Back in the 1950s, the Shenkang Quarry was a mining operation in Shanghai that was abandoned to collect rainwater once the resources were depleted. But in 2006, a plan was proposed to transform the huge hole into a special hotel, with the buildings being anchored inside the hole and some parts being completely submerged underwater. This proved to be an extremely challenging feat. Over 2 million cubic feet of concrete were needed to create just the substructure, but when the concrete was poured 290 feet down into the hole, it separated the mixture. So the engineers had to come up with a new way to pour the concrete and then remix it, and in the process came up with 41 different patents throughout construction. But it all paid off in 2018 when the Intercontinental Shanghai Hotel was born, with the honors of being the world's deepest hotel. Just 2 of the building's 18 stories are above ground, and 2 of its lower floors are completely underwater, and it only costed $288 million. CCTV Headquarters. This weird skyscraper is in the middle of the Beijing Business District. At 234 meters or 768 feet, it's the headquarters for China's state-controlled broadcaster, China's Central Television. And it looks like big pants. The CCTV headquarters is made up of 2 leaning towers that meet with the help of a perpendicular 75-meter cantilever. The skyscraper's shape is meant to represent the interconnected and complicated process of making television. What do you think about these weird megaprojects? Let me know in the comments below. If you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to the channel and help us get to our goal of 500 subscribers, and please leave a like. Also, part 1 of the series should be on the screen, so click that video on the screen to watch something you haven't seen. And thanks for visiting Built a Billion.